Good evening, I'm Jordan Miller and you're watching ntTV's online report. A massive explosion hit the city of Beirut last night just after 6 p.m. This video was taken at the moment of the explosion from the window of a Beirut family's home. Injuries have been reported to be in the thousands, with casualties expected to be in the hundreds as searchers are still finding more bodies. Lebanese authorities are calling Beirut a disaster city. The blast could be felt at least 130 miles away in Cyprus. The cause of the explosion was found to be ammonium nitrate. Lebanon's prime minister said that over 2,700 metric tons of the ammonium nitrate had been stored for 6 years at the port warehouse near the explosion site. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the explosion registered as a 3.3 magnitude earthquake. A shooting yesterday in Denton has left one dead and another injured. Around 2 p.m., officers responded to a shooting in the 300 block of Mack Drive. Officers located one gunshot victim at the scene and were notified of another who was at a local hospital. While it's still unclear what led to yesterday's gunshot fires, this is the third shooting in the past week. Denton authorities say that all 3 shootings are unrelated. A UNT professor who helped build the classical trumpet program has died due to complications of the COVID-19 virus on July 31st. Keith Johnson led the College of Music's trumpet studio for nearly 30 years. Johnson retired in 2014 and was diagnosed with dementia soon after in 2015. His wife said that he had been living in a memory care facility when he contracted the virus. Many described Johnson as a good man and a great teacher. He was 77 years old. Southwest Airlines is cutting back on cabin cleaning procedures that were instituted in March due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Changes will include no longer sanitizing seatbelts between flights and focusing on items like tray tables and lavatories, but deep overnight cleanings will continue. According to a memo sent to flight attendants, the move will reduce the time planes spend on the ground between flights. Southwest says it will limit plane capacity through the end of October to allow for middle seats to remain empty. Yesterday, the NIH announced the launch of 2 advanced trials testing man-made antibodies, a potential COVID treatment that researchers say normally takes years to develop. Mandy Gaither has more in today's Health Minute.
It's extremely scary.
But LaCrista and Aaron Bishop have hope that new research will help in the battle against COVID-19, an illness the Texas couple is all too familiar with.
Recovering from it, we know the severity of it, and I'll just say it, I thank God every day that he kept us in the midst of all of this, that we were able to become survivors and not experience the things that others have experienced.
Now researchers with the National Institutes of Health are seeking more than 200 volunteers who have COVID-19 symptoms and have tested positive but are not hospitalized. They'll be invited to take an experimental therapy. Scientists were able to isolate an antibody from a blood sample in a COVID-19 survivor and make a copy of it in a lab. They're hoping the man-made antibodies can shorten the severity of COVID-19 and interfere with the virus's ability to infect. The second phase of the trials are expected to be done in 8 weeks, and researchers should know by October or November if the therapeutic works.
It's exciting to identify that as an opportunity.
The Bishops both plan to donate their plasma, hoping to do their part in future research. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Instagram's copycat version of TikTok is now available in the U.S. and 50 other countries. The short-form video feature by Instagram is called Reels, and it was launched on Wednesday. Just like TikTok, Reels lets users make 15-second videos set to music or audio and can include special effects. This comes after various threats from President Trump to ban TikTok, as well as discussion about a potential U.S. takeover of the app by Microsoft. The classic childhood book Goodnight Zoom is getting an update due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Goodnight Zoom was written by a mother of 2 in Manhattan. The parody book talks about the many issues people tend to face with Zoom, such as unstable internet connection, bad lighting, and more. The book will be coming to shelves this fall, and I'm sure so many of us can relate to the frustration of having to use Zoom for classes and meetings, so I cannot wait to read this book. You can follow us on Twitter at ntTV_news for the latest updates. Thanks for watching, and join us again tomorrow for ntTV's online report.